my name is Amiya Aldridge, and today I'll be interviewing my grandma, Peggy Aldridge. The first question is, what chores did you have when you were my age?
A lot more than you do. I would say, at as early as age 6, I was washing dishes, making up my own bed, and anything else my mother had us do.
More than I do. Second question is, what were some of your childhood hobbies?
Oh, I used to love to read magazines, and I didn't really have much other hobbies other than reading.
What made you want to read magazines?
I don't know, because I just like to find out about other things and other places, and I particularly like to read mystery kind of stuff, and I still like mystery and science fiction kind of things.
Third question is, what was your favorite subject in school in third or second grade?
In third and second, I remember I liked English. I always liked English because that was kind of related to reading, and I like math. So I guess those were my two favorite subjects.
What did you used to learn in English and math?
I love to learn things like how to remember how to spell things, like that's one thing I used to do crossword puzzles. So I just learned a lot of new words. So I love to learn new words.
I love crossword puzzles as well. Fourth question is, what was your favorite childhood memory?
I have so many memories because I had 4 sisters and 4 brothers. So every day was a created memory with them. But one of my favorite memories is going to visit my grandmother, who used to collect what we call whatnots. And they could be anything from the breast of the chicken, the bone that comes out of the breast of the chicken. She would paint them with nail polish. But when we'd go to visit her, she had this shelf in the corner that had all these little whatnots on it and little figurines, and we would dust them and look at them and put them back in place. So one of my greatest memories is the visits I had to my grandmother's house.
Fifth question is, what activities did you do in your free time when you were my age?
When I was your age, one, swim in the summertime. Again, that was at my grandmother's house, and so that's why I love to go to my grandmother's house, because we could walk from her house. It would take us about 15 minutes to walk to the park and go swimming, and we'd walk up there in the mornings, go swimming, come back in the evening and go swimming. We would swim all day long. I'd swim so much I'd be out in the sun that I would just turn a whole 2 different shades of color just from being in the sun and being in the pool all day. And the other thing is my sisters and I, we used to play outdoors a lot. And my dad, who was really, really good with his hands, had built us these miniature beds that we had. We had like a whole house full of furniture that my dad had made with his hand. And because my last name was Green, we painted everything green, and we would stay out in the garage where we had set up like this room with all our little miniature furniture and dolls and play dishes and all that kind of stuff, and we'd play pretend all day long. We'd even go out and go shopping and pick greens or wild things that grew on the side of the garage and pretend to be cooking them. And it was just a lot of times with my sister just play and pretend.
Let's see. You just told me that. What was a typical day in school like?
Typical day in school was, I think we got to school like 8:15. We'd do the Pledge of Allegiance, and we would pray. And then we would sing a patriotic song like God Bless America. Um, and then we would start our studies. And then we'd go outside. We had a break where we would play out on the yard. Everybody played by class. We didn't get to run all over the campus. Each class played by themselves or in their group, and we did little silly games like Ring Around the Rosie, dodgeball, things like that. And then we got out of school like 3 o'clock. It didn't matter what time, what grade you were in. You got out of school at 3 o'clock. We walked home as we did walk to school. And that was kind of typical, but we concentrated on math and English. Those were the two subjects that we spent most time on.
What was your favorite family tradition?
My favorite family? You know, the one that I remember the most was, I had a big family. My mother had 11 siblings, and my dad had like 4 sisters. He was an only son, only male in the family. But we used to, on Juneteenth, which is a celebration day that I've told you about, where the people in Texas found out that the slaves had been set free. And so we celebrated as a family that day. We'd have barbecue. Everybody would come in one big backyard of our family, and we'd actually barbecue there and fix all the things, side dishes and all of that day, and we just celebrate the whole day. Juneteenth Day is what we called it.
Wow. I think I have one last question for you. Let's see. What major historical events, if any, happened when you were my age?
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, jeez. Let's see, you're 9. Wow. Oh, I know one. I'm not sure if I was 9, but one of the ones that it was very historical that I remember was when the space shuttle Sputnik, and we had a black cockapoo, like a what was it? Yeah, cocker spaniel dog, and we named him Sputnik. And that was one of the things my sisters and I used to play pretend about. We had this swing hooked up to a tree. We'd get on this swing and we'd swing, and we would say, we were going to the moon too. But Sputnik was the first attempt to go to outer space, and they used dogs in the capsules that they sent. But I think that was probably the most historical thing, because I was born after the World War II. I was born after the Korean War, so when I was your age, that's about when I was your age, I think the Sputnik. You have to read about that sometime. It's interesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.